Good evening, Raider Nation. Let the madness begin. Let's hit it.
For us to come home in front of our family, fans, Raider Nation, the Black Hole.
Raiders! Goddamn right.
What is good, Raider Nation? Welcome to another episode, Raiders Unfiltered. I'm your boy, Jay Raider. Appreciate everyone tapping in. If you are new to the show, make sure you go ahead and smash that subscribe button, click those thumbs. Appreciate everyone tapping in with me on this Monday night for another edition of Raiders Unfiltered. What a crazy day. It's been a long day for sure. I was on Run's show earlier, and I said we had a lot of downs and a couple ups, but so far, first day of free agency is over. There's still some things that are going on, but for the gist of it, most of the main transactions are already over and done with. And I'm gonna go ahead and go into it in just a second. Again, appreciate everyone tapping in on this Monday night. Again, if you are new to the show, make sure you go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. Click those thumbs for sure. All right. So today, free agency kicked off, and we had quite a few transactions. So let me go ahead and kick things off. Obviously, free agency and contract extensions are the bread and butter of this week. Let's go ahead and start with the re-signings. Big news that hit yesterday. Adam Butler was re-signed through a 3-year, $16.5 million contract. This is great news. A lot of us were asking for Adam Butler to be coming back to the Raiders. Our hopes and our asks, our requests have been answered. So we got Adam Butler back for the next 3 years. I love it, love it, love it. That's going to be another addition to that interior line, especially having Adam Butler coming off a great year last year as well. The other biggest news, Malcolm Kuntz. Malcolm Kuntz was re-signed to a 1-year, $12 million contract. Now, I was kind of 50-50 on this Kuntz deal. You know, it just depended if the money made sense, and if the money made sense, we bring him back. And this is definitely a team friendly deal, especially with Coons literally missing all of last year. This was definitely a 1 year prove it deal. Um, so I'm glad to go ahead and see Malcolm Coons back with the Silver Black to have basically 1 full year of solid production. And I do hope to go ahead and see that Malcolm Coons of old. Um, so obviously we had those re-signings yesterday and today. Let's talk about who we picked up in free agency as well. But before I go ahead and jump into that, let me go ahead and put up the first chat for today. And I knew today was a bit. Raider Nation was a bit. How do you say? A little bit impatient as far as what was produced for day one so far. But again, I like I said, I was on Twitter all day, and I was preaching patience for everyone, because I knew something was going to come down the pipeline, and then sure enough, after lunch, boom, we had our first signing. So I went ahead and put it on the chat. How do you feel about today's free agent re-signings and pickups? Let me know what your thoughts are, because I've heard mixed reactions today. I definitely want to go ahead and get your pulse on that. So make sure you guys head over to that poll. Let your voice be heard. Let me know what you guys think about that for sure. 100%. So I'm jumping back into it. Obviously, today's signings. Let's talk about the signings today, right? Like I said, some people we saw all these players come off the board within the first 2 hours of free agency starting. It started right at around 9 p.m. Pacific. I'm sorry, 9 a.m. Pacific. And we saw a lot of people come off the board within those first 2 hours. Didn't see the Raiders really do any actual significant moves literally till after lunch, so about like 1 p.m. Pacific. And I was like, hey, watch something happen. Right after lunch, these guys are kind of waiting to see what unveils, who's going to be available. Obviously, there's certain contracts that are being worked out as well. And then, sure enough, um, we had our first signing, which was Raiders sign safety Jeremy Chin to a 2 year, $16 million deal. Um, as you guys know, we lost uh, Trayvon Morig today, and I was really impressed to go ahead and see an answer for that position to be literally replaced within a matter of a couple of hours, right? Jeremy Chen, to me, honestly, is a bit of an upgrade to Morig. I know there's mixed reactions as well to that, but if you match up the stats, what's on paper, if you're even considering this guy at the bottom level of his stats, we're not really losing anything having Jeremy Chin compared to Morig. So either way, on this deal, we do come up on top. So I do like the signing. I feel that this guy can actually even get better with Pete here in Vegas. So I'm looking to see what we go ahead and do with him. And mind you guys, this guy just came off a great year in Washington with the Commanders. So it's great to go ahead and see him in the silver and black. But this is definitely an answer for that, for us having Morig leaving. I'll go ahead and touch on that in just a second. Obviously, the next one, let me go ahead and I thought I had it written down. Okay. So let me go ahead and kind of share this with you guys. Supposed to be doing the visuals with this too. So let me go here. All right, cool. So yeah, Jeremy Chin, 2 year deal for over $60 million. So great pickup. The other one was Lonnie Johnson Jr. to the Raiders. This is a proven veteran corner from the Panthers. Another pickup. This is basically added to Pete Carroll's defense, and this is basically to kind of give a little bit more depth, especially Nate Hobbs exiting out of the Raiders. And I said this before. I knew that we were not going to go ahead and bring back Nate Hobbs. And I'll go ahead and touch about the losses of the personnel that we lost today. But we one thing for sure, Nate Hobbs is only giving us about half a year work. So to go ahead and bring him back at a high price tag, or anywhere near what the market value was for him, was definitely, I think, not the best move. So bring in Lonnie Johnson Jr. to go ahead and see what happens with the Raiders here under Pete Carroll's defense with Patrick Graham. We might see some good things happening there. And mind you guys, I'm a half glass full type of dude, so I like to go ahead and try to see the upside of every move that happens. Obviously, there's certain things that sometimes you just can't make sense of, but um, I'm looking to see what happens with this move per se. And let me go to the next one. Let me pull up here. One second, y'all. Oh, I had it right here. Okay. All right. And then once I was literally getting ready for the show, I was going through my banners and all the notes that I want to go ahead and touch on all the topics. And we had a signing during that time. Raiders go ahead and sign linebacker Eladon Roberts to a 1 year, $3 million contract. This is just kind of add more depth to that linebacker room. But this is another pickup for the Raiders from the Steelers. So again, I got to kind of look at my notes with this guy as far as production wise, but um, you know, we're starting to go ahead and address the areas of the personnel that we lost today, right? So um, this just happened literally about an hour or less ago. So um, again, Raiders pick up linebacker Eladon Roberts to a 1 year, $3 million deal. All right. Let me go and stop sharing. All right. So um, there we at. This is where we're at so far as everyone we signed, everyone we picked up. You guys, let me know in the chat what your thoughts are on all the re-signings and all the pickups that we had today. And mind you guys, this is just the first day. Really, you don't start seeing really things move towards the second and third day, and so on and so forth, right? But this is just the very first day, so you got to kind of take a little bit of patience and see what these guys have cooked up. Obviously, there is a plan in place, and we saw that with the Jeremy Chin acquisition earlier today. But let me go ahead and go to the chat again. I appreciate everyone tapping in with me on this Monday night. Appreciate every single one of you, my guys, everybody in the chat, rocking with me tonight, this Monday night, for another edition of Raiders Unfiltered. As I give it to you, raw, rough, and unfiltered for sure. Appreciate my guy Armando tapping in. Appreciate you, brother Tyler. Hey, what is good, my guy? Know the SL Oakland, my guy. Appreciate you. Yep. Robert Spillane, replacement Eldon Roberts, for sure. So again, I'm gonna go ahead and do a little bit of research on this guy, get some stats. We'll see if we could try to post them up for you guys right now during the show, and really kind of go ahead and dive into it. My guy Tyler says it sucks we lost Belen, got paid, so good for him. Again, um, with these guys, there's a certain threshold of money that the Raiders are going to go ahead and dish out, right? What Spillane got paid is literally a big bag, right? And I'll go ahead and tap into it in just a second, but um, yeah, there's certain things that we're willing to go ahead and do, and obviously there's some that we're not. Overpaying for certain players is definitely one of them. Usually in day one, that's what happened. You're seeing all these big moves happening in free agency, all these big signings, because there was a lot of people got paid today. Crazy contracts being dished out, monster contracts being dished out, and this will happen on day one. We just have to be thoughtful and be responsible and intelligent with the people that we sign and the people we bring on to the team, because obviously we do have a good amount of money. We don't have a lot of money anymore, but we do have some that we can go ahead and spend. We just have to spend it in the right areas with the right personnel, for sure. Uh, my guy No says Geno Smith's parents had him when they were still in high school. Crazy come up story. Facts, brother. I haven't heard it, but I had to go ahead and tap into that for sure. And again, I did put out there a poll. How do you guys feel about today's free agency re-signings, and pickups? Again, let me know your thoughts. 80 so far, 83% say they like it. 17% was no, it's terrible. Currently, only 6 votes casted in. So if you haven't done so already, make sure you guys go ahead and put in your vote on that poll. Let me know what you guys think. Let your voice be heard for sure. And again, appreciate everybody tapping in. It's about 30 people in the building so far on this Monday night. It started off a little bit slow, but we're getting ramped up, and we're starting to go ahead and get into the meat and potatoes of this thing for sure. All right, let's go ahead and really talk about the losses, right? So we covered Raiders signing linebacker Eladon Roberts for that 1 year, $3 million deal. Um, the deal for uh, Lonnie Johnson, I looked at a few places, couldn't find the specifics of it yet. When that does happen, I'll go ahead and share that with you guys for sure. If anybody knows for sure, let me know. But I don't know the specifics of it yet. Uh, but let's talk about the Raiders, losses. So obviously, this morning we lost Robert Spillane, Trayvon Morig, and Nate Hobbs. Like I said, Nate Hobbs was somebody that I didn't consider them coming back to the Raiders, especially having so many problems with injury year after year. I didn't really see that move really happening for us to go ahead and bring a guy like him back, especially at the price tag that he wanted, right? Robert Spillane. I mean, the dude got the bag, and let me go ahead and kind of go into that. Let me pull up Spillane's deal, because I forgot it already. I don't know off the top of my head. All right. So let's see, what did this guy get? All right. So Spillane got a 3 year, $37.5 million deal to the Patriots today. So that's roughly about, what is that, about just over 10 mil a year. I mean, hey, if that's what if that's what they're willing to go ahead and pay for the man, more power to you. Like you can't you can't knock the guy for wanting to go ahead and get paid. Obviously, um, I I don't see the Raiders wanting to go ahead and spend that much on Spillane. I think their mark was probably under 10, around that $7 to $8 million mark. And there were that was just too much for them, and you can't blame a guy like Spillane to go ahead and seek a deal like that. And if New England was willing to go ahead and pay it, hey, so be it. Um, I mean, that position is definitely replaceable. We started in those footsteps. Obviously, even with the signing with Roberts, I don't expect that to be equivalent to Robert, right? To Spillane. But mind you guys, we still have the draft coming up. There's a lot of uh, of depth in that linebacker class. I've said about Schlesinger. There's Alejo. Obviously, Jahad Campbell's out there. That's somebody that we could definitely go ahead and pursue. He's about Jah- Jahad Campbell's about a second round pick. Alejo, that's somebody that will be available between the fourth and fifth round. Maybe he goes up to high as a third round pick. But we can definitely go ahead and um, plan for the future and go ahead and go after somebody like that uh, in the draft coming up. Um, Trayvon Morig, let me go ahead and go to his deal. And again, I appreciate everybody tapping in on this Monday night. And if you are new, appreciate you joining me on this show. Make sure you go ahead and go over and smash that subscribe button. Make sure you go ahead and click those thumbs for sure. Help me support the show and keep bringing great content to you guys. So appreciate everyone tapping in with me. And again, let me know your thoughts on the signings, the losses. How do you guys feel about that? Hey, we're gonna process this shit together, guys. Trust me. Look, I'm gonna tell you something. When I heard that Spillane was because I'm waiting for Spillane his name to come on to be mentioned. Raiders re-signed Spillane for yada 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 contract. It did not happen, right? So when I saw that he went over to New England, it stung for sure. Um, Definitely one of my favorite players on defense aside from Max. I felt that he was heart of that team, right? But at the end of the day, it's like we can't bring everybody back, and we can't give everybody the bag, right? So, it's sad to see him go. But definitely, that is a position that we can go ahead and replace. Um, Let me go ahead and pull up some figures here. Let me go to the chat really quick while I do that. Um, let's see here. All right, my guy Armando. Hopefully, we get a corner to go on the other side of Jack Jones. Like to be a ball hog. Facts, brother. So again, this is just day one. There's still a lot more to go ahead and go through. Usually, day 2 and 3 is really when you start seeing a lot of those free agency signings. So expect to see stuff happen tomorrow for sure. Appreciate Jared tapping in. Appreciate you, brother. He says it was a worse day. We didn't sign anybody. We lost more people than we signed. Yeah, but look, first off, I mean, did you really want to go ahead and bring back Nate Hobbs? I mean, this guy literally gives us half a season of work every year. Um, I don't even know what his market value was. I think he was. Let me go back to the corners here, and I can pull up his market value because I'm on Spot Track, guys. So I'm checking this shit. Uh, let's see, Nate Hobbs market value. Because I think that market value was roughly about 16 to about $18 million. Um, so I mean, he got the bag, and that's fine. But to do it off a half a season production, I'm good on that. Hey, Josh Jacobs had to go ahead and go out and get somebody, and he got Nate Hobbs. Salute to them. Good luck to him. But that's not somebody I'm willing to go ahead and sign. Obviously, Spillane did hurt. I'm not gonna lie, but um, he can definitely be replaced. I know he was heart of the team, heart of that defense when Max went down. He stepped up, and he definitely had a turn. He definitely turned around his career once he came over to the Raiders. But this is business. Sometimes you know we can't get attached to these players and expect them to go ahead and all take team friendly deals. I mean, when push comes to shove, you're getting paid double what your value is. I mean, you'll be a fool not to take it. So that's kind of what happened. I mean, we replaced Morig. Morig got a monster deal. He got like three years for like 55, potentially going up to $60 million. With all the bonuses that are included, well, all said and done, if he hits his bonuses, I mean, if somebody's doing that for me, I'm taking it. I'm taking it. Why not, right? So this is the same thing. This is the same situation here. I mean, you can't knock these guys for doing it, but we had an answer. We were able to go ahead and replace Morig with Jeremy Chin. Jeremy Chin coming off a great year with the Commanders. I mean, these guys went all the way to the NFC Championship game, and we all knew what he could do. But look, comparing it apples to oranges, um, Chin is slightly better. So at the end of the day, we're not really losing anything. So um, Jared says, let's go ahead and get Alexander from the Packers. Yeah, let's see what happens again. Um, more things that happen on day two. So make sure you guys are are staying patient. If you guys seeing people get moved off the board again, we gotta be we got to be very smart on the transactions that we do. We can't just be go ahead and going out and spending like crazy and getting negative cap space. Like for example, the Saints, uh, I think they're like 30-40 million negative on their cap space. We definitely don't want to be in that type of position for sure. Salute to my guy James. Appreciate you tapping in, brother. Salute to my guy, Sacktown Raider Mike. What is good, brother? My guy, Raiders Food Chris. What is good, my dude? Appreciate you tapping in on this Monday night. Troy, what is good, brother? Salute, salute. Tyler says, "What free agent, wide receiver would you like for us to go after?" Lockett Silva. Lockett is still available. I do like that guy. I still think that is a possibility. I was looking at Matt Collin, but uh, he got snatched up. Forgot where he's going to. Um, Let me look that up. Mac Collins. And I like Matt Collins because he's a lunch belt guy. I mean, this guy, he's he's a workhorse. He's dependable. He's not a true um he's not a true wide receiver one, but he's still going to go ahead and give you solid reps. Um, let's see. Oh, he went over to the Patriots. He's on a two. He got a 2 year, $8.4 million deal that can go up potentially up to about just over $10 million. So, but other than that, for receiver, that is starting to dwindle down a bit. Um, I had probably the one that I do like is Tyler Lockett, and that might be the move that we go ahead and do in free agency. Um, I talked about it earlier in Run Show. Keenan Allen, he wants to come over, and I heard that he wants to go ahead and come over and be a Raider. Now, he's a Raiders fan. He's been a fan since he's been a kid. I don't know if that actually would happen. He is on the older edge. Obviously, there's far better talent than him, but that could potentially happen. Not my first pick, not my first choice, but just going to see what's available currently. Like it might be one of those guys that we go ahead and pursue. So we'll see what happens. But salute to my guy Jack. What is good, brother? Salute. Let's see. Armando, what is good? All right. So let me go ahead and get back into this. All right. So obviously there's still some areas that we need to go ahead and address. Obviously, linebacker. I still feel that we can go ahead and pick up another guy, but that could be also settled in the draft. Might be able to go ahead and pick up corner. I know I put out a video the other day of Byron Murphy. Byron Murphy got a bag himself. He's actually staying in Minnesota for the next few years. Let me go ahead and pull up his deal. Byron Murphy gets a 3-year, $66 million deal per rap sheet, and Tom Pelissero. So he's going to be staying with the Vikings for the next few years. Let me go ahead and share it. I mean, I thought he would have been a great pickup. Unfortunately, hey, these things happen. Vikings want him back, and rightfully so for sure. So that dude's getting a bag out there in Minnesota for sure. So salute to him. Congrats on him getting his bag. But that is a guy that I was kind of looking at as well. Let's go ahead and kind of look at the corners that are still available. So you got Kendall Fuller, Stephon Gilmore. Stephon Gilmore is on the older side. He's going to be 35 this year. Other than that, what's available right now in free agency is not too impressive. Yeah, I'm not really seeing anybody that I really like as far as corner. I mean, what you're looking at for Kendall Fuller right now is about 7.5 for around his market value. Let's see, Gilmore, he's about just over $5 million, but again, he's on the older side, not somebody ideally that I would want to go ahead and pursue. But let's also go ahead and look at linebacker. All right. Okay. So one of the guys that we were talking about earlier is trying to go ahead and go after Drake Greenlaw. That guy, I mean, today, like we were talking about earlier, Denver literally was out there snapping necks and cashing checks for sure. They picked up Greenlaw. They picked up a couple other guys as well. I think let me see who did I think they got Najee. They got Najee. I think they got Najee, right? Could be wrong. It's been a crazy day, y'all. So let's see. Najee Harris. I went to the Chargers. I'm missing somebody. So yeah, they got Greenlaw. I felt they got what's these guys got? Okay, let me switch up. They got Tafunga. They got the safety Tafunga. There we go. I was able to find it. let me show you what I'm seeing, guys. So that way you guys are seeing this, and then I'm going off Spot Track, guys. So hopefully you guys can be able to see. I know the format's a little bit hard to kind of go ahead and tell, but um, yeah. So I mean, Denver picking up two or three guys in this free agency on day one. Picked up Greenlaw, picked up that safety, uh, uh, Hafanga from the Niners. And who else? I think that's it. I know Chargers picking up Najee, so he's going over there. I think, oh yeah, and they picked up that corner Dante Jackson from the Steelers. So yeah, I mean that. I mean those guys. I mean those two pickups alone. I mean they're pretty they're pretty big, especially with their defense on how good they were last year. So they just keep beefing up their defense. I mean, I know we lost a few guys, but getting one position replaced, and then literally it's really having that linebacker um, position, really that middle linebacker position getting beefed up to really stop that run defense, to really bolster up our run defense, to really stop that running game is going to be key here. I mean, we got ran over hard last year, so I know Pete is definitely going to have an answer for that. We just have to be patient and wait to see how is that going to really transpire. But salute to my guy Arnie. Appreciate you tapping in, brother. What is good? What is good? My guy Arnie says, Jay, what is the first day grade for Roberts, Chin, Kuntz, Johnson signing, losing Morris, Spillane, Hobbs? So if I'm grading it, I mean, you got to grade the signings, brother. You can't really grade the losses. The losses are the losses because, like I was saying earlier, these guys have a certain dollar amount cap that they're willing to go ahead and pay these guys. And if these guys are not willing to go ahead and meet within that area and they're hard pressed about, getting paid that certain number, that's how it's going to go. We have to go ahead and part ways. We can't pay everybody. And unfortunately, this is how the business rolls, right? We have only a certain amount of money that we're able to go ahead and spend um, for players, especially now that we picked up Gino, right? We extended Max, and I'm going to go ahead and touch on right now. Well, let me just kind of go ahead and go into it since we're on the subject of the cap space, right? We got Gino. That's 31 towards 31 hitting the cap. I think with Max, it was about 35, 38. I don't know. Let me see if I can find that really quick. I don't know if it shows up here on spot track. It probably won't because he was still under contract. But that's roughly going to be about 35, 30. Yeah, about 35, 38. Yep. Cap hit 38 million. So there you go. You're about 69. You're at 90. Plus, you're letting go of Andre James and then Booger Minshew. So you'll kind of be at about that 100 mark. So you're looking roughly about 45, close to $50 million left. So obviously you have to be wise. You literally spend half of your cap getting like those uh you know, getting Gino, re-extending Max, um, to and that ate a pretty good amount of cap. Now, what you can go ahead and do, obviously, we can still go ahead and get some money, guys. So there still could be some deals to be had here. I don't want everybody to go ahead and panic saying, you know what the fuck are we doing? We spend a lot of money on these, just on less than a handful of players. Well, what the fuck is Spike doing? We can still go ahead and get some money back and towards the cap. For one, we can go ahead and restructure Christian Wilkins, restructure his deal, and we can go ahead and get anywhere between 20, 15 to 20, even 10. You can make it 10, just to kind of still make sure this guy gets some bread, um, and save money towards the cap, right? So you get about 10 million towards the cap if you restructure his deal. If now, this is the kicker, and I think I don't know if you guys I don't know if you guys were with me on Run Show earlier, but I said if you restructure Gino, if you give him a 2 to 3 year extension, and if you make it in a way where you're able to go ahead and get out of that deal on year two, you can potentially save money on that deal as well for this year. So that 31 million cap could realistically be anywhere from 20, 22, maybe even 25, bring it back down to 25, what originally was projected at. So um, you get some money there back. So you're looking anywhere from about 10, just doing those two guys, you get anywhere from about 10 to 20, roughly. It's kind of how you work the numbers, right? So there's still some money to go ahead and get back, right? So I don't want anybody to panic, but I feel that if we're able to go ahead and restructure Wilkins on a team friendly type of deal, where we can maybe go ahead and kind of get him on the back end, um, that's going to go ahead and help our cap. Same thing if you get Gino on a longer term deal on the 2 to 3 year, and if Gino doesn't work out after this past year, because for all we know, for one thing for sure, this guy is going to be our starter. This guy's QB1 this year. And if he fucks it up, he's not either he's not going to be here or he's going to sit his ass out, right? So at that point, we got to have a choice. Either we can go ahead and cut him and mitigate some of that cap space, or kind of break even keel, with the cap space for next year. But there's certain ways you can go ahead and position these deals to go ahead and get a little bit of money back, towards that cap. So realistically, what you're at, 48 million, you can honestly turn it towards closer to about 70, 75 million, anywhere around that mark. So, or about, yeah, about 70, 75 million or so. Just kind of depends how you structure it. So, we'll see for sure. All right. But sorry, I went out. I went on a rant and I kind of lost my pace. But just to answer your question, Arnie, I think so far, with Chin, with Coons, with Butler being re-signed, we got that Lonnie Johnson guy at corner, and then we just picked up the linebacker, um, a couple hours ago. I give it about a C, um, C plus. I think a solid C plus is kind of what I would grade it at. What do you guys think? Put your grades down below. That's a good question. I'm actually going to put that up on the chat here. Give me a second. And speaking of which, a poll. So I asked you guys earlier, how do you guys feel about today's free agency re-signings and pickups? So far, 78% say they like it, 22% no, it was terrible, with 23 votes casted in. If you haven't done so already, make sure you guys go ahead and cast a vote. I'm going to go ahead and in just a second, I'm going to go ahead and put on the next one. Arnie, that was a great question for sure. Yeah, Jack says that Denver's defense is going to be sick. Definitely is going to be a contender, bro. We just have to make sure that we keep building our shit. And knowing Pete, and mind you guys, Pete's a defensive minded coach, so everything that we've seen so far today is all defense. What one thing offensively have we seen, aside from the Geno Smith trade? I think all defense, all defense. So, um, probably day 2 and 3 that's where we're gonna start seeing some um offensive free agency signings. So just make sure you guys keep an eye out for that for sure. Um, Jack says, now that Spillane has gone, no Greenlaw. Do you feel Diablo? How do you feel about Diablo? Raiders fucked up on Spillane at 11 per. I mean, like that offer that New England got was pretty good, man. You know, I don't blame Spillane for taking that. Um, even if it was team friendly, I mean, at a certain point, you're going to go ahead and accept those type of offers, right? Again, like I said, there's only so much money to go around. You can't give everybody a bag. You got to kind of pick and choose. Raiders felt, Pete felt, Spytek felt that they can go ahead and get somebody either equivalent or better than Spillane. So the question is, who is that going to be? Is that going to be in free agency, which is what's available right now, and linebacker is not a whole lot impressive. Um, Really, what's impressive is out in the draft. Currently, you have Devontae Campbell available at linebacker. Um, uh, Devarius Smith is available. He's from the Lions. Uh, and then Devin Bush from the Browns. We said that earlier. I have it on the description as well. He's available. He's only 26. He's only 26 years old. He does come on the cheaper end. I believe for him, market value. Let me click on that. Market value is about just over 2.5 million. So definitely could be a possibility for sure. My guy JP, salute to you, brother, with the Raiders. Slower day than a lot of us expected, but this front office didn't go out and overpay like a lot of other teams did. I'm hoping we get over. I hope we go get Javon Holland in the morning. Facts, brother. So that could definitely be a possibility. Don't count that out, and that is 100% facts, bro. We did not overpay for guys, and usually on day one, that is what happens. A lot of teams going out and acquiring and putting up these monster deals and whatnot. Raiders being smart with the money, and as we should. And we just talked about it. We have about $48 million. Let me go back to beginning that figure real quick. But on Spot Track, I saw it was about just over 48 million, 48,644,000. That is the current, according to Spot Track, that is the current cap space amount. So again, restructuring, you can get anywhere from about 10 to potentially even 20 million. You can stretch that up to about close to $70 million mark. You can get a few players out there, um, that would be essential. Now, no, this is the thing, guys, that we also have to remember. We don't build a contender team. We don't build a championship caliber team just through free agency. It has to be a mixture of both the draft and free agency. So we get some pieces through free agency, but really your bread and butter is going to be from that draft, right? So, but yeah, hopefully Javon Holland is there, um, and maybe the Raiders make a move. I'll make a move tomorrow on that for sure. So let me see what his what is worth this really quick? Safety. Jamal Holland market value. His market value is about $15 million. He's within that range. So we can definitely see what happens for sure. All right. Cool. Let's see. Go. Okay, my guy Arnie says, I heard the Geno contract this year is getting paid by Seattle. See, I saw that too. I saw that in Raiders Resistance. I asked him if he's gotten any updates on that. I honestly feel that they're like, hey, we're going to go ahead and give you Geno for that third. You guys take care of his contract. We're getting Sam Darnold. And that's kind of what it turned out to be. So if you guys don't know, Sam Darnold got acquired by the Seattle Seahawks. It was like a 3-year for $100 million deal, up to $100 million deal with incentives and all that, bonuses, yada yada. But that was their guy. So they had they had Darnold in their minds once they made that move. Once they got they parted ways with Geno. That was their move for sure. So, but I heard that they might pay the contract, but I don't see that. That don't make too much sense. Maybe they pay. Maybe it's going to be where they pay part of the maybe part of the contract. Maybe they pay the signing bonus or. Um, all right. All right. Let me know if you guys can hear me. I don't know what happened to my thing here, but yeah. So we'll see what happens with that. But I honestly think the Raiders are going to go ahead and get hit for that 31 if we don't restructure that deal. So for sure. Appreciate you, Jack. Yes, sir. 21 in here, only 17 likes. Let's go ahead and light up this crowd. Actually, almost about 30 people in the building. Appreciate everyone tapping in on this Monday night. And if you are new to the show, welcome. Make sure you guys head over and hit that subscribe button. Click those thumbs for sure. Appreciate everyone tapping in 100%. But let me go ahead and go back to the chat real quick. All right. Oh, let's see. Okay. How much is the Geno Smith extension going to cost us? That's a question, man. I mean, um, it's just how they set this up. You have to just kind of set it up where you don't give them the whole 31 this year. You kind of split. You don't split it evenly. You kind of do it more where you give them like about 65% of it, and then the other part you can start putting that on the back end of the deal. But you have to just do it in a way where you're able to go ahead and get out of it in the second year if things don't pan out. Because that's the thing. So let's say, for example, we draft Shador or Dart, and it just doesn't work out with Geno. He has a shit year, or whatever the case is, right? Or he gets injured. We need to be able to go ahead and get out of that deal and take a mitigated cap hit towards that. So that's where spy tech comes in. So, but like I said, they could do it in a way where it's not the whole 31, maybe it's 20 against the cap as opposed to just doing the full 31 to the cap. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see if that happens again. That might come within the next week or so, possibly, or even less. It might come within days. So if you see that happening, whether we extend it, that means that was a move to get more money to put towards a cap. So just keep an eye on that for sure. JP says Makai back then is another guy we were hoping to look at. Yeah, for sure, bro. Jack says, I have a question. Your opinion, why cut Minshew only at $6 million versus June 1st to save 9? Entire draft class, plus why we cut Andre James to save 1.7 mil, but next year 7.1. So the reason why these guys want to go ahead and make these cuts now, sometimes they just want to go ahead and get rid of them to move on, so they can go ahead and have more negotiating power with players out there. They want to go ahead and push these guys out to go ahead and let them do their thing as well. But you know, literally, it's just kind of also, really to kind of free up that roster and give more negotiating power to the franchise. So, that's kind of my understanding to it. But yeah, I know that doing Minshew, it's only $3 million. It's not impacting as opposed to, like, let's say if you were to cut Minshew and we were saving, you know, 15 as opposed to 9, right? That's a big significance, is you're going up to about almost $9 million, right? So, $3 million at the grand scheme of things, where they went out and got a guy like Geno Smith is great. So, my guy Alec, appreciate you tapping in. New Raider linebacker Roberts, a thumper, but not good at coverage. So, yeah, and again, they probably saw something with this guy, and they thought he's going to be most likely probably a depth type of guy. And obviously, being with Pete possibly could improve on that. So, but we haven't had that answer for Spillane quite yet. It could still potentially happen in free agency, but again, I feel with this draft class at linebacker, that solution could definitely be there. Um, the linebacker class is pretty deep. You got Jahad Campbell out there. You got Odalejo. You got Schlesinger. You got a couple guys out there as well. So there is some options, um, draft class wise, for sure. Let's see. Frank says, I started to feel like I need an accounting degree to be a fan. I know, bro. This is the shit. I honestly, this time last year, when we were going through free agency, it was the same thing. I'm like, I don't understand these fucking cap and all this shit, and it comes to you. You look at number. I'm a numbers guy. I can figure things out, so it will eventually start making sense. I just got to do a little research here and there to kind of figure things out. But yeah, it does feel at times like you need a fucking accounting degree to figure out how much money you got to go ahead and buy these guys. At the end of the day, it's kind of crazy. So, all right. Troy says he gives it a B grade for today, for day one. Alex says B plus. Kuntz is back, so very good. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Yeah, we let go of Spillane. It hurts, but we brought back Kuntz. He's on a 1-year prove it type of deal, so we're seeing him back another year. Hopefully he stays healthy. Hopefully he's back better than ever. Right? No regression. No regression. I really, really hope he brings it, because that way, come next year, he really gets that bag. So for sure. All right. Shout out to my guy, Mosa Raider. Appreciate you tapping in. Yo, we're going to need a better corners, man. Cam Richardson and Jack Jones giving up cheeks. Today was a D plus, in my opinion. Yeah, man. I know we got that Lonnie Johnson guy. He's cool, but yeah, there's still some guys in free agency that are potentially out there at corner. We did see some guys fall off today, and they got picked up. I was, like I said earlier, I like Byron Murphy. Byron Murphy was re-signed earlier tonight. Salute to him on getting the bag. That's cool. But there's still a couple options out there. They have Jonathan Jones from New England, Kendall Fuller from the Dolphins, Guy's 30 years old, so still in his early 30s. So a guy that we possibly can go ahead and eye as well. Other than that, I mean, you have Gilmore, but he's already on the tail end of his career. I don't know if that's a guy that we potentially go for, especially with this price tag that he has. I think his value is about just over $5 million, but he is again he's on the older end. Uh, let's see, Travarius Travarius White from Baltimore. He's available. So, but that Rock Sen, he's out there. He was with us, guy. He was, you know what? Um, I wasn't mad at what he can do production wise. I don't know if he got hurt last year or not, but on his, see what his values at. I think his last year he had a contract for about 1.2, so he might come in at the cheaper end. So um, maybe that's a guy that we can potentially get again. It doesn't necessarily mean that we have to go out and get somebody free. Just also, too, guys, we have Jacorian Bennett. Jacorian Bennett's coming back. Everybody forgets about Jacorian Bennett. Jacorian Bennett was having a really, really solid year right up until the point where he tore his ACL. He's coming back. I feel that that guy, if he's healthy, if he rehabbed correctly, and the fucking stars line up, he's gonna be fucking awesome, right? Uh, so hopefully, um, we get to see a better version of Jacorian Bennett. Don't sleep on that guy for sure. Don't sleep on that guy. So, um, I wouldn't be so preemptive to go out and try to get a replacement for Nate Hobbs. Again, you have Jacorian out there, but um, you do have some options at corner. Not a whole lot, but that window is starting to go ahead and close out. Alex says that Hobbs deal was nuts. Jace Horn deal was crazy. Some teams paying like drunken fucking sailors. Facts, bro. Um, that's what happens on day one. You see these big monster deals that are just like coming at you, and that's why everybody was kind of like in an uproar. Like, why aren't we doing anything? Why aren't we doing anything? You know, it's like these guys are kind of sitting and waiting and see what the landscape is. And obviously, they're not just that. You know, they were actively trying to go ahead and get Spilling back and get and Morg to come back with us, right? But hey, when you're out there in the free agency market, things like this are going to happen. You can go ahead and get outbid, and you know if you have that number already in your mind that you're only going to spend so much for this type of guy, um, that's kind of it. You kind of go ahead and let him go. I mean, again, the way that you put up a championship caliber team is not just through free agency; it's also through the draft. So you got to go out and take flyers on guys out in the draft as well. So got to keep that in mind. Frank says it's a C minus in my grade, barely passing, but they passed. But they passed. This is just day one, so um, still, still a lot more to come for sure. Some players should never be allowed to walk out the door. Yeah, I mean, like I said, the Jeremy Chin deal to bring him over, I feel that's an upgrade. Spillane can be upgraded, guys. Again, I know these guys, were part of the team and played their asses off, and these guys started performing. But we also can't get attached to these players. There's going to be other guys that come. There's going to be other guys that just come and straight ball out. Got to keep that in mind. Just look at Chase on. Nobody wanted to fuck with the guy. He came over to the Raiders, hooked up with Max, with PG, and look at him now, right? A dude that definitely we need to go ahead and bring back. Nobody wanted to mess with that dude. Comes to the Raiders. balls out. That's just the way that shit rolls sometimes. It's just like if you fit in that system, if a player fits in that system, they fit in that system. Mind you, guys, there's also going to be guys that are going to be cut during later during camp. Sometimes it just doesn't pan out. There's also going to be acquisitions that come later on in about a few months. So this is not the end all be all. This is what I'm trying to tell you guys. So still a lot more things to come, but definitely I feel that Jeremy Chin, at least as far as right now, was probably the highlight of day one for sure, and bringing back Kuntz for sure. Those two guys are the top, the highlights of day one for sure. Yeah. Jack says Hollins would cost as much as Moreg, maybe. Let's see. Alex says Darnold's still got much less than 40. Yeah, it's about 35 and a half, somewhere, something like that. It equates. So um, we still got the better end of the deal. And again, if it gets restructured, it'll even come cheaper. So we'll see what happens. Salute to my guy Mobile Raider. Appreciate you tapping in. From my home away from home, Mobile for sure. Arnie says, I don't get it. We are paying Geno Smith $40 million for 2 or 3 years extension, plus we lose our third round pick for 34-year-old QB. So the extension hasn't been said yet. Right now, it's a 1-year deal, 31 mil. Again, if you restructure it, it could be a two-year, potentially 3-year deal. And again, we can go ahead and backload it where we can set up most of the monies on that back end of the deal. So if we exit on year 2, we can kind of mitigate or have not so much hit the cap this year and potentially on year 2. So there's ways to go ahead and do it. But as far as right now, it's 31 mil for 1 year that we are flipping the tab. I haven't heard any different. I'm going to go with that. I know there's some other shit out there that we may or may not get it. We may or may not flip the tab for him. But it all makes sense when Seattle literally is paying $100 million to Sam Darnold, for sure. Salute to my guy, Raider Ryan. Appreciate you tapping in, brother. Okay, so let me go ahead and end this poll. All right, and then again, ask you guys, how do you guys feel about today's free agency signings, re-signings, and pickups? So 75% yes, I like it. 25% no, it was terrible. 32 votes casted. Appreciate everybody tapping in. I'm gonna go ahead and end this poll. I'm gonna go ahead and do the next one. I think it's the one that Arnie had asked. Okay, here we go. Let's see. What? Okay, so how you... And again, if you guys are watching, appreciate everybody tapping in. Make sure you guys head over and smash that subscribe button. Click those things for sure. Appreciate everybody supporting the show. Everybody tapping in with me tonight. Very great. Day one. Day one. All right. Okay, so you guys, there's only a couple of grades you can go ahead and give. Make sure you guys head over to that poll and cast your vote. And if you're grading an F, man, come on now. All right. So put a poll. How do you grade day one free agency by the Raiders? A, B, C, or D? Simple enough. Go ahead and go over that poll, cast your vote. Let me know your thoughts. I'll go ahead and read out the grades in just a bit for sure. All right. My guy Raider Ryan for sure. All right. Frank said Geno is better than any QB we could have gotten in the 3rd round for sure. Mind you, he is definitely an upgrade to what we currently have, which is 8 OC. You know, I know that those 12 or 15 interceptions, and some of those interceptions that happen in the red zone is worrisome for sure. And I don't expect you not to be worrisome, but this is the thing. If we establish this run game, we can kind of mitigate um, taking that ball out of his hands in that red zone. So I think it's not having a good offensive line, and then also um, having not the greatest run game. It's probably a determining factor of those red zone interceptions and those 15. So obviously we're going to turn that around, and I see that most likely happening in the draft. We're picking up. We're literally one or two pieces away, guys, to really putting a pretty solid offensive line team. We're not. It's not a kick-ass one, but we just need a solid one. We need time for these guys to go ahead and do their shit in the pocket, right? And not just run for the lives right after the snap. So we'll see. Let's see. Answer my question on Q on Minshew and James. Okay. I don't know what your answer is. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit behind. Let me know again. Be a little bit specific, and I can try to best answer it for you. All right. Arnie says Geno and Max contracts are hurting our signing better free agents. I mean, they took up probably about half of the cap, roughly. Again, we're supposed to get a cap increase on Wednesday. All the teams are. So that's also when we're releasing Minshew, Andre James. They come off the books. So we can potentially restructure Wilkins on that day too. So there's a lot of things that can happen. We can get some more money. Excuse me, that can go ahead and free up. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. So Minshew and James will be post 6-1 cuts. As far as I know, they're getting their cuts on Wednesday. If you heard something different, let me know. And I'll look at it for sure. But as far as I know, what's been said is that they're getting cut up. They're getting released on Wednesday, and then that goes towards the cap. They're not designated June 1st cuts. All right. Let's see. Raider says this is not a good free agency class to waste money. Max's money well spent. Geno still to be determined. Facts, bro. I mean, we're essentially kind of taking a flyer on Geno. We're hoping to go ahead and have a running game put together and beefing up that O line to go ahead and make him perform better. And if you look at the stats, I have to pull those up. But if you look at the stats, you see he is better with Pete. And then once Pete left, you saw that regression from Geno. So obviously they have a great relationship. He's going to make sure that he has everything that he can possibly get to go ahead and make sure that he performs, to his fullest. And then being paired with Chip Kelly, I mean, who else? What better OC coordinator can you have? Helping you run an offense than Chip Kelly. You know what I mean? So we'll see. Raider need to double dip on running backs now, feeling the same as linebackers. So yeah, um, I'm not surprised if we do go ahead and get somebody in the second round, and then we go back and get somebody in the fifth round, or in the sixth round, or fourth round, or whatever. Right? That could definitely happen. I wouldn't put it past that. I feel knowing that Spillane is gone, that we're going to go after a linebacker for sure. What round? That's going to be interesting. So I'm thinking that magic number is going to be 3. You got a pretty solid linebacker in the third round for sure. And that doesn't mean that these guys, like I've said before in previous shows, Spy Tech and Pete will go up and down the board to go ahead and get players. So if you think that we might have just one pick at third, because I know we lost it to get Gino. There's nothing that means that we can't get it potentially back, or we can't get another fourth, right? If we have 3 6-round comp picks, that's handed to us, so definitely use some of those to go ahead and go back up on the board. So that's definitely a possibility. Luis, appreciate you tapping in. 50-50 C grade. Cool, brother. Let's see. Jackson, now that Spillane's gone, do the Raiders bring back Diablo? I don't think you bring back Diablo. He wasn't that. I don't feel he was like that great to begin with. So I don't know, man. I think if they want to bring back Diablo, I think it would have happened already. Maybe they give him 1 year, but I doubt it. Salute to my guy D Menace. Appreciate you tapping in. What is good, brother? What is good? Thanks for joining us tonight for sure. Ray Ryan says, I agree on double dipping on the running back position for sure. Facts. I mean, with such a deep class, you can not want to double dip. And this is the thing, guys. I'm tired of hearing people push Genty at 6. Why? With this deep running class, why would you want to go ahead and get Genty at such a high pick? It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't. For sure, if Shador is there at 6, they're getting Shador. Right? That's my thing. And if Graham is not there, you're probably going to go ahead and trade back. Like I said, I think you can make the deal with Dallas, or you can go make a deal with Tampa Bay and get to that 19th position, and then go ahead and get Dart. I still think the play is going to be to go ahead and draft the quarterback first, and then get everybody else. I don't know what is it with Genty. I mean, I feel that you can get very similar style of work from a Judkins, Henderson, Marion Hampton, those type of guys, than just hitting it all at 6 with Ashton Genty. So that's my thing on that. But I'm hearing that constantly. I'm seeing mock drafts at Genty at 6, Genty at 6, Genty at 6. I'm like, what the fuck, bro? We're not the Cowboys. We don't do that shit. Or we do that shit. So we've done it before in the past, but I don't think we'd do it this year. We got Spy Tech now and Pete. These guys are smart guys. The guys are level-headed guys. I don't see them making a move like that for sure. Louis says, I have nothing moved the needle for me. It was very average. Yeah, I mean, it's the first day. These guys are not going to go out there and just go and spend money like I forgot who said it earlier. It was Alec or somebody, like fucking drunken sailors. It's not that type of deal. We don't have as much money yet. We don't have as much money anymore than we first started out the month, right? So we extended max. We got Gino. That ate about almost half the cap. So until there's a restructure that happens and extensions, where we can get a little bit more money, then we can go out and spend more money. But we have to. Even if you do have it, you should spend it smartly for sure. Alex says drafting Jihad Campbell would be great, bro. It would be awesome, and it would definitely go ahead and replace Spillane at that linebacker position, I feel. Raider Rent, is Chase on still with us? I don't know. I haven't heard anything yet. Let me go ahead and check. But as of now, I haven't heard anything on Chase on. I'm reading my guy Run's comments. He's saying that I guess he's reading something about Eldon Roberts that's making him feel pretty confident. Okay. Going to Roberts downgrade. I'm trying to look for Chase on news. Yeah, I don't think they haven't said anything for Chase on. It's literally 10:30 at night. I doubt anything happens tonight anymore, but you maybe see that tomorrow. I'm still waiting on that too. I hope that we bring back Chase on. And he's not going to cost a lot. He's not going to cost a lot. Uh, let me look at his thing here. I saw him earlier. Or Chase on. I think he's going to be about $2 million or so. Do they have enough? Give me a second, guys. I'm trying to look for Chase On's market value. But I'm thinking about the $2 million mark. That's kind of where I see him at. Oh, here he is. Okay, 3.5. 3.5 for Chase on. You pay that guy like about 4.5. You can even go 5. I think we still be good. So, but right now, current market value is about 3.5. You can go 4. I think, and we can keep him for sure. Still on the cheaper end. Arnie says today only Chin and Kuntz, B pickups, Roberts and Johnson, D for deck pieces. Yeah, I agree. I got to do more homework on this with this newest linebacker. So I don't know if this guy looks good or not. So he might. I'm not hearing bad things. I know a couple people I know a couple people who are out there, I'm not gonna name any names, are not with it, and that's fine. Everybody's entitled to the opinion at the end of the day. I'm gonna look at both sides of it, and make my judgment from there. So, but I'm for right now, I'm gonna give the guy a shot. But yeah, I don't feel like he's Robert Spillane level for sure. So let me see. Ernie says with Geno, Wilkins, Max all making over 30. We don't have much money for anyone else. We do. We still have some. We still have some money. We're about 40, 45. As of I just checked cap, 48, 48 so far. So that's as of right now. So once that updates, we'll know more. But as of right now, it's about 48. I mean, the deals that we signed, they're not breaking the bank. So let's say roughly 40. You still have $40 million to play with. That's still quite a bit of money for sure. Let's see. Jack says I like the chin move after losing Morik, stout box guy. Only issue Palma does the same. Need a free safety. Is Trey Taylor ready to step up? I can see Palma and Chin play a little. He might. We'll see. I mean, that guy's still. They had him on. I think he was on the practice squad for a while, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. Hopefully he does. He's ready to play, man. To really step up in the free agency. Free safety position for sure. Um, Salute to my guy Raiders and SC. Appreciate you tapping in, brother. Roberts was a good signing out linebacker. It's day one, and the Raiders didn't waste money for sure, brother. And that's what I keep saying. Like we're smart with our decisions. We didn't spend a whole lot. Um, Walked away with good players. I mean, we re-signed Kuntz. That's everybody's with that, and we didn't pay $20 million for Kuntz. We paid 12, a fraction of that. We paid half of that, just over half for Kuntz. I mean, we still feel that we in a good place still, and I wouldn't panic, guys. There's still a lot of time. There's still players that are there that we can still potentially go after. So I wouldn't panic. Trust the process a little bit. I know we said that before, but I feel with this staff is a little bit more better. But Jack says Raiders lost more good players brought in. Gotta say Raiders upgraded at quarterback for sure. Bottom feeding quarterback to top 14, 15 quarterback. Yeah, I mean Geno's a top 15 quarterback for sure. And I mean, I know the whole thing with any quarterback out there is really an upgrade to AOC, but that's the truth. I mean, guy put up 4,000 yards for the last like 3 or 4 seasons. Like those are those type of numbers. The guy is mobile. He can scramble. He can extend plays and make plays happen. So, um, there's potential in Geno Smith for sure. So, pairing him up with Chip Kelly, like we talked about this past weekend. I mean, there had to be a consensus for the Geno move. I know that Brady, Spytek, Carroll, and Chip were all in the same room. They're like, "Hey, I want to go for Geno. What do you guys think? Give me your pros and cons." They all agreed upon that Geno was the move to make. You don't have to pay. I mean, look at how much Justin Fields went for. That's a fuck ton of money. He got 2 for 40, 2 for 40 uh, to the Jets, right? Fucking insane, right? And you're getting a less accurate quarterback. Though I was pitching for him because he was the best player in free agency. I didn't know Geno was on the market at that point, but if you have those two, you get Geno. You get Geno for $9 million less. So, let's see. Arnie says, Alex Kappa was a D for death. Yes, for sure. Awful last year. I agree, bro. Butler, Chin, Kuntz are B pickups. Johnson, Roberts are D picks for depth and competition. Couponton has turned into John Spytek. I don't think it. Look, I think it's the hand you kind of get dealt with, right? They prioritize getting Max re-signed, getting him taken care of, and go out and get a quarterback. That's that's currently the situation, right? We don't have as much cap as we did before. We don't have as much money as we did before. So now we're having to be more strategic about our purchases, right? But you cannot say that the Jeremy Chin deal was just a straight, like, literally a deal that you would get at Marshall's, bro. Like you got those pair of kicks, those Nike kicks that literally you had to go ahead and spend $250 at fucking uh a finish line and shit, and you got them for like literally $120. $120, bro. It's like that type of deal. And you got it's the same shit. It's not knockout, it's a genuine thing. potentially even look a little bit better because they came in the actual color you want. I mean, that's kind of what we're doing right now. I mean, I don't feel like we're shopping at Ross, but we shopping at Marshalls type of shit, and I think they have to do that. I think they have to go ahead and try to, you know, potentially get either the same or an upgrade to the pieces that are potentially going to go. So that's my take because I knew that's been thrown around a little bit. Coupon Thomas to Coupon John, but um, hey, they paid the right people. They got Max. We upgraded our QB. That's what you need to do. My guy Jeff, salute, brother. Highlight was re-signing Coons on the cheap versus what the market says. Not Chin. Sorry, okay. I don't know why you're not sold with Chin. Go look at the stats, bro. Go look at the stats. It tells you, man. So they're the same stats. So I don't know how Chin is not a good deal. So you're basically getting Morrig at a fraction of the cost. All right. Jack says that's what wins a Super Bowl, but no way better QB. But way better at QB. Spilling hurts. Yeah, it does hurt, bro, for sure. For sure. Let's see. My guy, Raiders and SC. The Raiders gave up the 7th most points and were 4th to last in turnovers, and people were mad. We let 3 players go for ridiculous money. Shaking my head. Yeah, exactly, bro. These guys got fucking paid ridiculous. They overpaid for Spillane and Morrig, and that's cool. I mean, Morrig got better because when he clicked up with PG, he got pushed closer to the line. That's where you're starting to see that success, right? So other than that, he was kind of mid at that before that. Spillane was wasn't doing all that great in Pittsburgh, and so he really came here. This is really his breakout. This is his breakout last 2 years, right? When he hooked up with Max. So these guys got better. With PG with Max here, so that kind of tells you the story, man. But I mean, there's a certain price that Spytech and Pete were willing to go ahead and pay. I know it wasn't a cheap end, but when you get offers like that, you got to do what you got to do to go ahead and take care of your fam. Go ahead and get paid, man. I mean, I don't knock the guys for doing it. It is what it is. I actually hit him up and let him know, hey, man, congrats on the bag. Wish you all the best of luck. Once a Raider, always a Raider type of shit. But like I I don't hate on them. I don't hate on them. Josh Jacobs is a different story, but and Tay is a different story. But those guys, hey man, that's just part of the business. So it is what it is. Arnie says, Chen, Butler, Kuntz are the best signings. Yep, facts. And let me go to the let me go ahead and go to the poll. And again, I asked everybody, how do you grade day one of free agency by the Raiders? A, B, C, or D. So currently it's split. 35% say it's B, 35% says D, 26% says D, and 4% is only an A. Okay, there you go. So far, people are cool with that. B, looking like a B is winning. And it jumped up to 38. So there you go. So if you haven't done so already, make sure you go ahead and go over and cast your vote. Let your voice be heard for sure. So let's see. Luis says, "Gotta pay the right people. It's not about there's no good free agents out there." Exactly, man. I agree 100%. Gotta pay the right people. Becton is a winning signing. Yeah, let's see. Let's see what happens with that, man, for sure. Alex says, "Gotta trust the process to remake the linebacker room for sure." And like I said, don't panic. We're gonna get some guys through the draft. That class looks pretty good. So I know that we're definitely gonna go ahead and at least get one guy from that for sure. Arnie says, I was reading Geno Smith got traded because he wants $45 million per year. Yeah, but I mean, also having him come and play with his former coach, where he knew he was actually better when he was with them, he decided to go ahead and okay the move as well. So he's here now. I know he might get an offer around that mark. So we'll see what happens. All right. Alex says, I hope Gainer does get more time as a backup this season. Let's see what happens. Hold on, guys. My kids are crying, so it's about that time. All right. Salute to my guy, Rosetown. Appreciate you for tapping in, brother. Let's see. He says, overall today, I give it a solid B. Yep, for sure. Luis says, trade back to the teens, 13 and 19 for a 2026 first round pick and a second 2025 second. Yeah. I mean, if Shador's not there, like I said, I feel that we can definitely go ahead and trade back. The teens, 12, was it the Cowboys are 12? Anywhere from 12 to 19 would be the range. And then if you're going to go for Dart, you go for Dart. I still feel the plan is they're going to go ahead and get a quarterback in this draft for sure. Obviously, we'll see what happens, but let's see here. Arnie says Tommy freaking Eichenberg and Amari Ferrari gaining need more playing time at linebacker as Richardson Bennett need more burn as starters. So, I mean, DCAM, he's going to be alternated in, but like I said, I mean, Jacorian's there. Jacorian's there, and he's coming back. Hopefully, he does become better from that ACL tear. He was really playing solid up until that point where he did tear his ACL. So hopefully he comes back even better, man, for sure. Rosetown says Genty at 6. We haven't signed our running back. Najee was a guy in free agency. We double dip in free agency at running back. So look, again, we were just talking about this earlier. I don't like the idea of Genty at 6. With this deep running class at the draft, you can literally double dip in the draft to go ahead and get 2 really solid running backs from there. All we need is a veteran presence, and when we say veteran presence, it's just a leader in that room, man. Somebody to be able to go ahead and guide these young guys, these young men coming into the league. That's literally why you want that. You're not really looking for the whole production part of it. It's great, yes, but also too to make sure like you're setting the tone, they're setting expectations in that running back room. So it's being that leader as well. So um, you know, you have guys like Marion Hampton, Bijan Jenkins, Trayvon Henderson that are coming out in this draft. I don't feel that getting a running back at 6, as far as the level, the quality level of playing wise, is too far off. So I mean, really, the difference between first round pick and a second round pick is a signing bonus, but um, I feel that you can get a similar caliber of player like Genty in that second round. Especially we got a quarterback in the first, we good. We good. So I know my guy Jeff says always too, he doesn't like any of the quarterbacks in this draft class, but he says trade out of 6 to 12, get an extra second round pick or third, then trade out of 12 to the mid 20s, get extra picks, and then roll on. See, at no point there was a quarterback mentioned in that comment. So Alex is spelling at 12 mil per season is too much. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Do you agree this free agency class is poor at it. Not at every position. I mean, I think the safety position was pretty good. Um, Linebacker was pretty decent. Um, but like quarterback, we all knew there was slim pickings there. We saw most of the main guys go. I mean, there's rumors that Russell Wilson will go to Tennessee. A-Rod might go to Pittsburgh. That's fucking insane. We saw Justin Fields to the Jets. Kenny Pickett, I think he's going to. Where did he go to? I heard that earlier. Kenny Pickett. Yeah, to the Browns. Yeah, see, there you go. To the Browns. I was right. I knew I heard it right. So see, I mean, there's certain things that happen, but I mean, a wide receiver that's diminishing. Um, Linebacker that's also starting to diminish. There's about a good handful of guys that we can potentially go ahead and go after. Safety was a little bit more of a deeper class. Corner is kind of mixed. Those guys are starting to go ahead and dwindle too. So, um, you know, uh, that's kind of where we're at. I mean, we don't need a tackle anymore per se because we signed Butler. If anything, we'll get somebody in the draft if we're looking to go ahead and create more depth in that position or develop somebody. Let's see. Ernie says I like that trade. Select and Nick Emanuori, excuse me, at 12. I don't know if he goes that high. I think he's a late first rounder, if best. So I mean, I don't know if you take a flyer that high on that guy. Again, same thing. You don't want to overreach. Luis says I hate mock drafting, having us draft GT and no offensive line. Yeah, exactly. We're not. We talked about this on Run Show. We're just not ready for that type of dude. We haven't really fixed our offensive line yet. So let's see. Rosetown says Pete loves his run game. Facts, brother. Um, Dixon Sider, salute, brother. Appreciate you tapping in. I'm worried about linebacker room now. Yeah, so I mean, there's a couple of other guys that are there. I still feel that we're able to go ahead and pick up some guys through this draft, especially with this draft class. Let me see. Let me kind of go through the rankings a little bit. You got Jalen Walker, Jahad Campbell, Demetrius Knight. It's an option. Barrett Carter, Carson Schweizinger. That's another guy. Chris Paul Jr. Danny Stutzman. I mean, these guys are all like fucking like studs, man. You know, I mean, you couldn't even go later rounds and still pick up great potential dudes. So I mean, like I said too, like the way you built up this a great caliber contender team is just not by free agency, also by the draft. So, Jay Higgins from Iowa State is there too. I like that dude. So there's definitely a couple options. Odalejo's another guy for sure. So it just kind of it just depends who you go ahead and get. But I'm probably going to go ahead and wrap it up in just a bit, guys. So make sure you guys, if you guys haven't done so already, make sure you guys go over to that poll, cast your vote, rank how you think day one free agency was by the Raiders. Um, Let me know your guys' thoughts on that. Again, we lost Spillane, Morrig, and Hobbs today, but we gained Coons, Chin, Johnson Jr., and then Roberts, linebacker Roberts from the Steelers today as well. Again, I appreciate everyone tapping in. And if you are new to the show, make sure you guys head over and hit that subscribe button. turn on your notification as news drop. Also, I will go on. We'll go ahead and try to see if we can do a short show tomorrow. I know usually Monday nights we do 2 hours, and we're kind of getting up to that time frame. But if we go on tomorrow, it might just be a quick 30 minutes to an hour show. So make sure you guys turn on notifications. So that way you guys are tapped in for day 2 for sure. All right. Let me see here. Okay. Rosehound says Chason says Chason states he said he wanted to stay rated. Yep. So again, that dude literally came over. Nobody wanted to fuck with him, and then he came over here and balled out. It's a system. If he found his system that works for him, the thing that makes sense for him. So for sure. He says Dixon says our linebacker was already questionable. Yep. Frank says they better have a plan. I feel they do, man. I feel they do. I feel they're. That's why you saw that response and replacing Maury pretty quickly within 2 hours. They had the guys. There's certain guys that are gonna go ahead and try to go for it. Like they have 2, 3, 4 guys that they're willing to go ahead and keep their eye on, and then they just go through their motions, go through the list. So yeah, we just have to be patient and wait to see what happens. Rostown says Roberts at linebacker. We signed was solid at the run. With the run game, what Spillane was Raiders are making smart moves. Yep. So again, we had issues in that run game, stopping that run game. So um, definitely, I feel we still need to get another linebacker, but I think we're on that step. We're on that path. So all right. All right. Is this Jeff? Is this his current contract, or is this, or am I missing? Did he get signed, bro? I don't know. I haven't heard like anything, but okay. Chase on 2 years, 6 million average. 2 years, $6 million average salary, 3.4 market value. Yeah, that's what I said earlier. So, um, I don't think he got re-signed yet. If he did, fuck yeah, that's great. Um, but we'll see what happens. I don't know what you guys think about if the Rams, because the Rams are looking to go ahead and trade off of Cooper Cup, and I don't see any buyers for that. So they're probably going to go ahead and release them on Wednesday. And if they do, what do you guys think about that? About possibly us going after a guy like Cooper Cup? Um, you know, uh, he could potentially work in this scheme. I mean, I don't know. Let me know your guys' thoughts on that, because I know that's been floated around a little bit for sure. Let's see. My guy Jeff says picks. That is true value in this draft. Some of you, okay, Jeff Spytech, we don't need fucking 29 picks in this draft, bro. We needed about a good, solid, I don't know what, not 10 picks. I think 10, 12 picks. I think we're good. And mind you, some of these guys might not even make it, but so long as they're key quality picks, and like I said, the meat and potatoes of this draft is going to be rounds 2 to 5. That's really where it's at. Where you're nitty gritty, the best players are um, going to be there. So yeah. Let's see. Town says, Nation, I'm pretty sure we're getting Lockett at wide receiver tomorrow. So that is definitely a possibility. Um, you know, look out for that for sure. I won't be surprised if that does happen for sure. So Lockett could be definitely a target for the Raiders. All right. Dixon says 1 year proven deal with Coons. I'm happy with that. Yeah, facts for that. I mean that for him to think he's gonna get a $20 million deal with only 8 games played was a fucking pipe dream, right? So he got just a little over half of that, and I think he was happy with that. And he gets to stay with the team that he's familiar with, the coach that he's been working with for the last couple of years. So it's just now it's time for him to stay healthy and ball the fuck out. Pick up where you left off, for sure. Let's see. Alex says Broncos are signing Greenlaw. Looks good, but his Achilles could flare up again. Yeah. So, yeah, I think I forgot what the parameters of that deal was, but I don't think we were just willing to go ahead and pay that amount of money and with that risk, right? So, salute to my guy. We the people appreciate you tapping in, brother. On this Monday night for sure. Fields was projected at $6 million. Dude got fucking 2 for 40. 2 for 40. That's fucking insane. Insane. That's what I'm saying. Like, day one is full of over signings, and that's what you saw today. So I know Raider Nation, we're just like, what the fuck are we doing? Are we going to pull the trigger? What's going on? But we did. We did it all the right way. These are smart moves. Just be patient. Things will happen. Things will happen. I just feel with Spytek and Carroll, these guys are smart guys. They have somebody that can go ahead and also consult in Tom Brady that has a high football IQ, that also knows how this industry works, this business works, and you need to have somebody like that, right? But at the end of the day, guys, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. That's also the name of the game. And these guys, we saw it today with Spillane. More, they're just gonna do that. So for sure. Arnie says, question: after today, is our roster better or worse, or same as this is just day one. I can't assess this as of yet. I think I can make a fair assessment by the end of the week. Alex says Hufanga injury history is bad. Okay, yeah, there you go. So, though these guys got those 2 pickups, it just depends whether or not these guys can stay healthy. So, Broncos might not be as effective as everyone thinks. So, Dixon says we haven't done anything that moves the needle. Chen and Kuntz are the only 2 things as of yet. And free agency day one, or at least right now day one. That's all I can say. Tomorrow's a different story, so we'll see what happens. Mark says, "What is good? Who do you like to see sign next?" Salute to my guy Mark. It probably gonna be Tyler Lockett, bro. That's what I'm seeing as the guy we potentially go for. So, I'll be surprised if that move happens tomorrow. And that's Pete's guy, so it definitely could, right? Dixon says, "I love the Raiders, but just being honest, we still suck." Hey, man, I mean, this is a work in progress. It's not going to happen overnight, so it's just being patient, man, for sure. But I know where your heart is at, for sure, brother. It's in a good place. He says he voted C for sure. We the people upset about losing Hobbs. I'm not, bro. That is somebody who I was okay parting ways with. I was not willing to go ahead and pay that guy a bag. He was just asking too much for literally a half a season of work every year. He's injury prone every year. It's some bullshit or other, right? So, hey, man, he got paid. I mean, uh, what's his name? Jacobs came in, offered him a bag. There you go, man. Now he's rolling with his boy up in Green Bay. It's more power to him, man. Salute to him. Congratulations. Once a Raider, always a Raider for that dude, for Hobbs. But it's just that's definitely a guy that you can go ahead and upgrade on. He's good when he plays, but the thing is he doesn't play that often, and that's the problem. So, like I said, it's still early. Our team can end up looking completely different after the draft. Yes, facts. And then remind you guys again, things can change
Even after the draft, guys get cut. They don't work out in certain systems. It's just shit that happens, right? So there might be guys that we pick up on waivers or whatever. This is a whole process that starts from like now to literally. I mean, even during the season, look at Chase on. We got that dude like fucking mid-season off of waivers. It just how things work out. So, and he made our team. As far as defensively and certain occasions, he made it better, but um, sometimes that just happens. So but the core of it is we just have to start getting pieces in place right now. Rosan says Howard or Milrow in the third will become a Raider. Um, Raiders like Milrow, not at 6, but if we're not able to get guys in the first or second, if he's there in third, don't be surprised if they go ahead and grab him, especially if they have Geno. That could be the move. Judkins is the nice Chip Kelly guy. Yep, for sure, man. And I hope they get Judkins or Henderson. Judkins is probably the slightly better one, but I'll take either one, man, for sure. All right. Again, if you guys haven't done so already, make sure you guys go ahead and cast your vote over at the poll. Again, I asked you guys how do you grade day one of free agency. So far, it's still tied at 38%. B and C grades. D is at 21%, and only 3% people give it an A with 29 votes casted in. Again, make sure you guys head over. I'm going to go ahead and close that poll up shortly. I'll take a few more questions and then I'm head up out of here, guys. It is getting pretty late. I got work tomorrow, and then I gotta put these babies to sleep. I heard them up earlier, but they're chilling right now. Arnie says Spytek will not draft best player available. He looking to fill our holes as starters. We can't draft a quarterback until the later rounds. Looking for Urs, Leonard, or Brady Cook. Rest of our 90-man roster UDFA. I don't know. I don't agree with that. I don't like Ewers, Leonard, or Brady Cook in none of those scenarios, man. So I still think that the play is still if Shador's there at 6, they're gonna get him. They're gonna chill out wait at 6, and they're just gonna see what happens. Obviously, when 5 comes around and he's still there, uh, if they pick it, they're making calls, right? They'll make a trade for sure. So if Shador goes by 3, and Mason is gone by like the 4th round, they're picking up that phone. I'm pretty sure. Alex says, Chiefs spent a big bag to keep Nick Bolton. Hey, that's cool for them, man. If they have the money, fucking spend it. They're still gonna whoop their ass, so Wednesday, a lot of good players will be cut for us to upgrade our roster. Shopping at Ross. I think we have enough money to go shop at Marshalls, bro. I think Marshalls, you get a little bit better quality brand, than Ross. So I think you go shop at Marshalls, treat yourself a little bit. But I think we can get some good players for sure. All right. Jack said this all money's to go work in the market. Night, Jay. Appreciate you, brother. Tapping in. Thank you. Moses says, in your honest opinion, is Geno Smith an upgrade from Carr? We haven't had that yet since he got benched. I think he is. He's more mobile. I know, like I was saying earlier, I think, I know those 15 interceptions are worrisome, and I do get it, but also mind you that Geno Smith didn't have a good offensive line. He had a struggling running game as well, too. So if that's the case, I mean, and you're putting the ball in his hands, yes, you can expect something like that to potentially happen. But also, too, he was better with Pete when Pete was there. if you look up the stats, you see the difference in the numbers. So now that he's back and Pete's saying, hey, we got to establish a run game, we got to protect the quarterback, he's here now. That's his boy. They ran it for a couple of years. He's going to try to do everything possible to go ahead and make sure that does happen. So I do see Gino being an upgrade from AOC, potentially from Carr. Not a whole lot, not, you know, I don't think we're going to go win a Super Bowl with Gino, but we're definitely going to be in the right direction of getting better. This is all to go ahead and put another guy behind Gino. Because Gino's not here for a long time, guys. I know it's 1 year right now. Even if it gets extended, max 3 years, that's the same time span as Pete. He'll be 30. Gino will be 37 at that point. Pete will be on his way out. He'll be like 78 or whatever. So everything's aligned. Everything's being lined up for a succession. So I still feel the quarterback play is going to be drafting quarterback in the draft is going to be the play here. Alex says some good mid-round running backs are available, like Edwards and Giddens probably. Yep, exactly. Giddens will probably be there in the late rounds for sure. Rosetown, they want to get a second. They're going to want a second at least. I'm good. Not sure for what, brother. What is good, my guy? AR, appreciate you, brother, tapping in. Salute, my guy. Let's see. Let me see. How much would you sign Lockett for? 3 years, $23 million. I don't even know if you go that long. I don't think you go that far, bro. I think you probably sign for max 2 years, probably 1 year. To be honest with you, let me go back here. Let me look at his market value. I think we said it was what, 5.5. Where's Lockett? Here he is. The guy's 32 years old, mind you that. Okay. I don't know if you do. He's just over $7.5 million. So, what, 15? So you can do anywhere from like 15 to about 15 to 18 on a 2-year deal. Anywhere between that range. That's really what I would kind of keep this guy for. I want to do a 3-year contract for him. Not at 32. He's just not the same guy. Rosetown says, for Cup, there you go, man. All right, we'll see. He's probably gonna get cut on. He's probably gonna get released on Wednesday, so he's gonna be available. Throwing that out there. I mean, I know his injury kind of does make change things, but it just depends what we can negotiate. Let's see. All right. So again, I asked you guys, how do you guys grade day one of free agency by the Raiders? It's tied 38% B and C, 21% is D, and only 3% for A. I'm closing this poll down. Appreciate everybody who participated. Everybody gives it around that mid score, mid grade. So that's cool. I mean, look, mind you guys, this is just day one. There's still more things to come. I wouldn't go ahead and just hit the panic button quite yet. I wouldn't go ahead and just freak out about not having a real answer to replace Robert Spillane. We are getting there. We did the initial first step. We went ahead and got a guy out of this from the Steelers. So that is the first step. It might just be a situation where we go ahead and draft a guy. So that just might be the deal. And don't be surprised if that's going to be the thing that kind of plays out. So we'll see what happens. It's just kind of being smart with the money is really, really is what's important here. And Rosetown says Holland is still available. Yes, he's still available. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Again, this guy, his market value is around $15 million. I don't know if they're going to want to go ahead and pay that. And if so, it might just be on a 1 year type of deal. So, got to be smart with the moves. We just picked up Chin, and he's a safety, so they might not want Holland. Unless this guy can go ahead and play corner, or something like that. So, yeah, we'll see what happens, guys. But again, I appreciate everyone tapping in on this Monday night. Again, if you are new to the show, make sure you guys head over and smash that subscribe button. Click those thumbs. I am trying to get to 600 subscribers. Uh, Make sure you guys go ahead and tap in, smash that subscribe button, keep supporting the show. That way I can go ahead and help you bring great content to you guys on every show for sure. And I'll make a big announcement, guys. I'm in the process of getting monetized, so we will have the super chats, the memberships. I've already been working on putting stuff together for memberships. So I'm just going through that process at the moment. Hopefully, I'll hear back soon and get everything approved so that way we can start rocking and rolling. My guy, Jeff New England Raider Booster, he just got approved, so he'll have super chats and everything. So when you are on his show, make sure you guys go ahead and support that show. Send in some supers to go ahead and facilitate that, and then for the memberships as well. As you know, that man be putting up a lot of content week in and week out like a madman. That's for damn sure. So make sure you guys tap into that. That is coming very, very, very soon. And hope to hear the great news, hopefully coming up in the next couple of weeks. But let me go ahead and you know kind of go over uh, some particular pay some bills real quick for sure. Again, make sure you guys are turning on notifications. We'll go ahead and be on. I'll try to be on tomorrow for day 2. It won't be 2 hour show like this. It'll probably be way shorter. We'll probably do like about hour or so. We'll chop it up. We'll just go over the signings and whatnot. But Wednesday, for sure, we have the Raider connection with the guys. That is Cheeto Linus, Jeff. Excuse me, I can't talk. I got the hiccups. Jeff, New England Raider Booster, LB Raider 10, and myself. Every damn Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific. Make sure you guys tap in the Raider connection for sure. And then we'll definitely cover day 3 of the free agency as well. And that's really when free agency will definitely go ahead and kick off 100%. You'll see these transactions come through, and then we'll kind of take a look at the cap, and then we'll kind of see where we're at from there and who we can potentially go for as well. And as usual, make sure you guys tap in for my Saturday morning show, Good Morning Raiders, at 10 a.m. Pacific every Saturday. And if you guys haven't heard, the Raider Rundown will be now my co-host on Saturday mornings. That is big, big news. Nasty, nasty work. We're gonna fuck shit up. We have a special guest on this Saturday, none other than Lo from Raider Nation Live. He'll be our guest. So make sure you guys tap in for that. For sure. That is Good Morning Raiders at 10 a.m. Pacific. Make sure you guys mark it down on your calendar. Turn on notifications for that show. And as always, Raiders Unfiltered every damn Monday night at 9 p.m. Pacific. And then going on, I'm gonna use this. Probably gonna use this platform for the next free agency and kind of everything that kind of happens moving kind of forward. But for sure, every damn Monday at 9 p.m. Pacific, make sure you guys tap in for that. Raiders Unfiltered for sure. All right, guys. That is it for today's show. Thank you, everyone, for joining me on this Monday night. Make sure you guys go ahead and catch me on my socials, Instagram, Threads, TikTok, and X. I was very active on X today, and I will be very active tomorrow. And then for the next, I'm active. I kind of really been putting a lot of time towards X, but make sure you guys still tap into everything else. JRaider _ 505. That's JRaider _ 505. Same handle across the boards on all big socials. So make sure you guys go ahead and give me a follow on there as well. You guys can also find the links in the description or on the channel main page for sure. All right, guys. So again, appreciate everyone tapping in. My guy D-Man is with the Raiders. All right, y'all. That is it. You guys have a good night. Appreciate everyone. And always remember, just Raiders, baby. Till next time, guys. Peace.